Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It is Laura from today's Shiz Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we are going to dig deep into the astrology forecast for the twins for the week ahead, and then we're going to go deeper with the cards. We've got some massive energies playing out this week for the twins leading up to the full moon in Gemini on Sunday. So you're going to want to stick around. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Please feel free to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video, especially if you're resonating with the messages. It kind of just helps circulate the content. It helps the channel grow. So let's talk about these energies on Monday. Today, we're going to have the Sun sextile Lilith, and we are going to have Venus sextile the North Node, and these energies are loud for the Divine Feminine Collective. I was shown the High Priestess with the Empress card. I was also shown the Empress with the Six of Cups. And so there's a major shift going on for the Divine Feminine Collective on Tuesday, December the 10th. We will have the Sun forming a trine to Chiron. And once again, the energy of the Empress was very loud, along with the Eight of Wands, along with the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. On Thursday, December the 12th, we have another Venus aspect, only this time it's going to be in opposition to Mars. And so when we have an opposition, these are energies in polar opposite signs. We're going to have Venus in Aquarius opposite Mars in Leo, and this brought forward the energy of the Hierophant with the Four of Swords, along with the High Priestess and the Emperor. And so we've kind of got this oppositional energy going on between the feminine and the masculine this week, but it's charging up leading into that full moon in Gemini, because on Friday, we do have a Friday the 13th this month. On Friday, December the 13th, we're going to have Mercury sextile Venus, more Venus energy. This brought forward a very prominent energy of the Lovers with the Three of Swords, and we're going to talk about that a little bit deeper, but then we're going to close off the week with the full moon in Gemini. And on the same day, shortly after the full moon in Gemini, Mercury is going to be stationing direct. And they showed me the energy of the Lovers and the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. And so we are at the apex here this week for the twins. And so let's talk about these energies, because I feel there's this harmonious alignment taking place for the Divine Feminine Collective. And this is an alignment between asserting your authentic self and embracing this primal feminine energy, right? The energy of Lilith, the dark moon aspects of the feminine. And so it's really time, Divine Feminine, to learn how to confidently express your true divine nature and to confidently embrace all of your unique qualities, right? And so the Empress and the High Priestess, pretty powerful combination of energies, very powerful, very sensual, very mystical, very connected. Just a very connected energy. And so right now, the Divine Feminine Collective is being pushed into being those guides, is really what it feels like. And so the High Priestess, sensitive, intuitive, in tune with the cosmic energies, in tune with the cosmic truth. And the Empress is all about expression, right? It's all about our creative expression. And then to get to that Empress status, we kind of got to journey through all of the different queens of the tarot. And so there's something here being alchemized this week for the Divine Feminine. And so the High Priestess knows how to listen, right? Knows how to listen, knows how to validate the energy of the Empress, who is here to feel heard and who is here to feel appreciated. And so these energies together are hinting at some type of union. Whether this is just an internal union for you, Divine Feminine, but we do have to have that inner union before the outer is made manifest. And so there's a union of intuition, of creativity this week taking place for the Divine Feminine. Because the feminine is the natural connection to the spiritual realms. And so something is feeling like it's about to come together this week, whether it's just your journey coming together in perfect harmony. But I feel the Divine Feminine power is at its height this week with these energies. And so there's a union of feminine power and intuitive wisdom coming forward for the DF collective. And so I feel this is a very loud energy telling the Divine Feminine to let your intuition guide you. Let your creative endeavors bring you forward on your path. Trust your inner voice and create something. Use this energy to create something that's not only going to nurture your soul, but nurture the collective as a whole. And it's kind of like the energy too of this union of, like, you think about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's kind of like the Beyonce and the Jay-Z of the tarot world coming through. And so what I feel is these energies are a reminder, Divine Feminine, that you truly are a queen. You are a queen, and you can create your own kingdom with or without that counterpart in that physical union. And so get ready to channel your inner goddess this week, Divine Feminine. Create something truly magical. That's what we're here to do. And so you've got this, okay? Trust that you've got this. Because when we're going to have Venus sextile the North Node, that's a new creative direction is really what it feels like. And so you might be reorienting your path as you kind of step into this future timeline. And so I feel there's a lot of attraction for the Divine Feminine right now, whether you're attracting helpers in the seen or unseen realms. But I feel there's a lot of help coming towards you, whether it's a lover, a friend, a work colleague, an acquaintance. There's going to be an emergence of people here to show you that the subtle signs that you've been following and all these cues that you've been following to remind you that you're right on track, okay? And so I also feel this aspect with the North Node, with the feminine energy, is all about detachment along with aligning financially. And so I feel there's that, like, a financial realignment going on for the Divine Feminine this week that is going to help you in this new compelled direction that you are being called to take. And so if you feel like destiny is waiting, it's waiting. It's waiting for you to connect to your creative strengths. It's waiting for you to connect to your spiritual gifts and this deep knowing, because the feminine is here to network. The feminine is here to foster all of these relationships, because we're all here to work together to make our dreams come true. And so there's going to be a new significant shift for the feminine, whether it's a social connection or a relationship. There's going to be something fated, I feel, this week for the Divine Feminine that's going to cross her path. And this could be from all kinds of different levels of relationships. But I feel you're learning a lot about your full potential this week, Divine Feminine. And so there's going to be some lessons. There's going to be some lessons coming up. And let's face it, we stumble, we fall, we rise, we stumble, we fall. And that's how we learn, is through mistakes or missteps, because even mistakes are great teachers for us in the long run. And so I feel like the completion of the journey for the feminine, and you're getting ready for the next leg of the journey, because with the Empress and the Six of Cups, there is this deep desire, I feel, for the feminine, for that emotional connection. And so there's a lot of us on the path where it's looking like the counterpart is not going to be stepping up. And you might be triggered this week when it comes to memories of the past, but I feel happy memories, right? And so this is a good week, though, for the feminine to focus on family, to focus on romance, manifesting that romance, and just enjoying the warmth of the feminine energy that you're embodying. There's going to be nostalgia, I feel, this week. There's going to be bringing it back to the innocence of the beginning of the journey, even the beginning of your childhood journey. And so I feel there's a huge shift when it comes to abundance and the power of creation this week for the feminine. And so focus on nurturing your creativity. Focus on the new beginning that you're being redirected towards, because I feel the feminine is being called to reconnect with the roots. Get to the root of the journey. Honor the past, right? Honor the past. Honor what's come before you. Honor what you've had to let go of and release and surrender, and focus on this new creative flow. And so there is some type of reunion. I do feel the reunion energy is very loud this week. It could be with somebody from your past, could be with your counterpart. It could even be a reunion with a crossed over loved one who has passed away. So keep an eye for the signs and the symbols, because they are connecting us to the higher energy, to our ancestors, to our guides, and to all of our loved ones who have crossed over before us. And so this is going to be a week, I feel, for the feminine of some serious self-care, because you might be going down a trip down memory lane this week, especially with the sun trine Chiron. But this is asking us to seize the opportunity right now to shine a light on what needs to be healed. And so there could be fortunate chances coming forward this week. I feel the feminine is being afforded an opportunity to showcase her creative talents. This is all about sharing your unique perspective on the healing path and stepping into that position of leadership, right? And so we're going from the path of being wounded to the path of being empowered this week is what it feels like for the feminine. And so the focus right now is on inspiring others and leading by example. And so we don't have to work hard. We shouldn't have to work too hard. It's basically setting the tone for the next part of the journey. And so be optimistic, be creative this week, set the stage for further healing, both for yourself and all of the people that you are connected with in your life. And so if you are still affected negatively from the past or the past heartbreaks or the past traumas, these wounds are there to show you that you are in a unique position this week to share what you've learned, to share the wisdom, and to overcome these challenges by stepping into your authenticity, right? Appreciate authenticity in others too, I think is a message that needs to come through. And so this is a great week of drawing on creative talents. The wounded energy is always the talents beneath the wound. And so whatever is being brought to your attention this week, when it comes to a past issue or a past relationship ending, it's all for healing. It's all for overcoming these past traumas and wounds so we can be confident with our personal expression. I was shown the Wheel of Fortune with the Sun, and let's face it, when these two cards appear together, it's a very potent, unique combination of energies. It is a huge indication of a significant breakthrough moment. I feel that's where the feminines are at, a significant breakthrough moment of abundance. And so abundance comes in many forms. Abundance comes financially. It comes with our overall wealth and health. Abundance is just this energy of prosperity all around us. And so I do feel this is a huge time of calling in some type of abundance, and significant change is rapidly approaching. Let's face it, we're all feeling it. And so with the Judgment and the Eight of Wands that also came through with that channeling, this is all about change. This is all about accelerated ascension with the Eight of Wands, and Judgment is about a process of soul retrieval is what it felt like. And so this change can be related to your career path, Divine Feminine. It can be related to relationships and even personal growth. And then we're going into Venus opposite Mars on Thursday. So let's talk about this, because this is where I feel the feminine and the masculine are at odds, right? The feminine energy with Venus and Aquarius is very detached, is very focused on humanitarian efforts, is not focused on love, which is putting these two energies at odds with one another. And with Mars retrograde in Leo, I feel there's a building up of masculine rage when it comes to the separation, right? Because when we are in opposite signs, we are the furthest apart that we can be from one another. And so there's going to be a lot of work involved with bringing these energies back together. And so I feel the feminine is focused on achieving goals, and the masculine is feeling overwhelmed with the amount of work that is going to be involved to bring something back together with the feminine counterpart. And so I feel the masculine is going to be spinning his wheels this week as the feminine is working towards accomplishing something, and the masculine is feeling very disconnected in the heart chakra, I feel, from the Divine Feminine this week. And so this is the perfect opportunity for both of the twins to take a step back and realign your heart with divine will, align the head with the heart, because I do feel a lot of the masculines are feeling very insecure about this relationship with the Divine Feminine, and I feel they are going to be experiencing feelings of jealousy. They might even be a little bit passive aggressive this week when it comes to their responses to the rise of the Divine Feminine. And they're in this energy of perceived abandonment, maybe even feeling insulted by the feminines rising. And so they might attempt to be very assertive this week. They might be more aggressive than they actually intend to be this week. And so this is a huge energy of like, whoa, proceed with caution, right? And so the energy, I think, is putting the Divine Masculine Collective on edge this week as the feminine strives to achieve that balance and harmony. And so this is all about the feminine feeling this increased energy, I feel, this increased drive to express her creativity. And on the flip side, the masculine is going to have to deal with this increased desire to go towards the feminine that's in this separation energy from them. And they're going to have to overcome that fear of judgment, criticism, abandonment, and rejection this week. And so there's going to be conflict. There's going to be passion. There could be passionate love and hate being triggered with this energy. There's like this deep desire when it comes to going towards this relationship this week, which is also creating underlying tension. But this is what's going to push the assertiveness and the action for the masculine to go towards the attraction of the feminine. And so there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of aggression in this aspect. But ultimately, there is going to be like a gateway opening for some type of compromise is what it feels like. We're going to have Mercury sextile Venus on Friday, and Mercury is almost done its retrograde, right, on Friday. And so there's a desire here to engage with the counterpart is really what that is feeling like. And so the feminine might find herself being invited to all kinds of social gatherings, right? We're going into holiday season. And I know I've been kind of going out and about and experiencing life and trying to put myself back out there in the dating world. Because I am ready for those feelings of love. I'm ready to attract a partner of equal value, of equal reciprocity at this point on my journey. And so I feel the feminine is going to be easily able to express her emotional needs, her feelings this week. And there's an attraction for others, right? And you're calling in this attraction from others, I feel, at this point in time. And so new relationships are really possible this week. It could also mean the beginning of the meeting of the minds of the counterparts. I feel the feminine is just mentally stimulated this week. And we do need to have that mental stimulation before the physical and emotional attraction can grow, usually for the divine feminine. And so I just feel communication could result in peacemaking this week, and a new collaboration is very likely, I feel, for the divine feminine. And so the Lovers and the Three of Swords, though, came through. And so there's a deep emotional conflict, right? There's a deep emotional conflict within these relationships, because the Three of Swords represents the heartbreak. It represents the betrayal, the painful separation that the twins have to go through. Well, the Lovers indicates romantic connection and harmony. And right now we're the farthest from that, right? And so this is a call to prioritize self-love, divine feminine, and healing this week. And I do feel this is a call for the masculine to make a choice that will align with his values and his long-term goals. And so there's a very complex narrative that the Twin Flame Collective goes through connected to heartbreak and healing. And so we're kind of at the ultimate crossroads, and these energies represent the ultimate roller coaster ride when it comes to love, the highs and the lows and everything in between. And so we'll talk about the Three of Swords a little bit, because this is about having to deal with the heartbreak, the betrayal, and the painful separation. It's like that feeling, right? You know, that gut feeling when the person that you love and trust the most stabs you right in the back and in the heart, as if it were, right? And it's like that feeling of the knife right to the chest, and it takes your breath away. And I feel there's the reversal of the scales and the wake-up call for the divine masculine. And they're realizing, like, hey, my life isn't as rosy as I thought it was. And so this combination is saying things are going to get a little complicated. But there is going to be an opportunity to bring harmony into these connections, I feel. And so it's all about bringing the energies back into sync. Let's face it, the twins are like two puzzle pieces that do fit perfectly together. And the Lovers is always the energy of a choice. And so we have a choice this week. What do you want to commit to? And what are you going to be loyal to? And so there's like a big flashing neon sign that's saying, hey, we got a problem here. We got a problem here, and we got to fix it this week. And so perhaps you've also experienced the energy of betrayal, or that break in trust with your counterpart that's never actually been addressed. And these energies are saying it does need to be addressed this week. There's going to be a tough decision that's going to need to be made. And I do feel the stakes are very high. And so here's the thing, right? We have to take a step back. We have to really take a step back, I feel, this week before the full moon. And we have to ask ourselves, what do we really want? What do we really want? What do we really need from a relationship? And then you got to make the tough call of not settling for anything less than you deserve. And I think that goes to say for both counterparts, right? And so when Mercury stations direct on the day of the full moon, this is where we can kind of breathe a collective sigh of relief. This is the power of a new beginning, and I feel it stronger than ever with this full moon in Gemini. And so let's talk about the Gemini Sagittarius polarity. It's a mental axis, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the messenger of gods, and Sagittarius represents the higher expansion of the mind. And so Gemini, the lower mind, Sagittarius, the higher mind. And so when Gemini encourages us to think logically, that's great. But Sagittarius persuades us to think far broader in far broader manners and perspectives. And so there's a deep quest for meaning, I feel, during this full moon. And there's a deep quest for communication is really what this is saying. And so we can't neglect either axis of Gemini or Sagittarius. We have to ideally find a balance between these two energies. And so this full moon is all about communication. It's all about something that's been building inside of us that needs to be expressed, that needs to come to light. And the cosmos are demanding it. I feel the cosmos are demanding that this truth, this communication, come full circle during this full moon and over the next couple of weeks. So what does that mean for you? What have you been bottling inside when it comes to your feelings that you can't sit on anymore, that needs to be expressed? Because this is the very last full moon of 2024. What is no longer yours to carry? Ask yourself. Full moons are for releasing. What is no longer yours to carry? Release that, okay? What do you want to leave behind? What do you need to leave behind in the ashes of 2024? Because we got to set those intentions, right? It really is time to release what we no longer wish to hold on to, what we no longer want to bring with us into the new year. So write it all down. Really talk to the universe. Really talk to your guides. Really talk to God this week. And ask yourself, what is it that can no longer go with me into the next year, into the next cycle? Because Gemini is represented by the twins. And it's almost like one twin is mortal, one twin is immortal. And there's a very dynamic energy at play with this full moon in Gemini. And we each have to honor our individuality that makes us who we are, because we're each individuals, even though we are twin souls. And so we are here to foster this forever soul connection. And we need to remember we're just temporarily physical beings. And so if we don't have that physical union this life, we are forever connected at the soul level in these higher dimensional states. And so after some time, we do have to get to a point where we have to realize that the physical part of the journey will eventually cease to exist, and we will eventually reunite in the etherical realms. And so how can you master detachment, divine feminine? Because your identity does not have to be wrapped around the counterpart or this union, because ultimately we will vanish from the physical reality, but our soul's energy, it will live on forever, right? And so there's this dance going on, right? We do this cosmic dance between the physical and the etherical on this journey until we can root in the eternal spiritual body in the physical. And so what is this journey all about? I'm sure we've all asked ourselves that many times over. But I think the journey really is about recognizing that we are unconditional love. And it doesn't matter about the external. It really is about the eternal. That's what this is about for me. And so we have to learn to navigate the physical world, the physical realm. And it's not easy because the physical realm is attached to all of these emotions, all of these stresses that come with it, right? And so let's face it, in the physical reality, we have bills to pay. We have responsibilities to keep up. And sometimes the physical part of the journey can feel very, very limited. And we can get stuck so easily in drudgery of these physical patterns in the physical realm. And it's easy to forget the temporariness of this all. And so life is hard sometimes. And when we get to a place of understanding like life is hard, life actually gets a little bit easier because we've accepted the fact like, hey, life is hard and life is always going to be hard no matter what. But when we accept that it's hard and we don't resist the difficulties, then it actually does become lighter. It becomes a lot easier. And so we need to know we are always safe, we are always protected, and we are always in divine love and union, no matter what is going on in the physical realms. And so there's a deep spiritual truth, I feel, being illuminated during the full moon in Gemini. And this is going to barrel everything out of the way. And so this full moon is like a big reminder to honor the physical and the soul. And we can't just ditch our responsibilities, and we can't go around blaming our egos or blaming other people for where we are at. We have to try our best to just balance our lives, I feel, right? Gemini is all about duality. So this full moon is going to be aspecting Jupiter, and that's all about abundance and expansion. But Jupiter is retrograde. And so there's a creative expansion, I feel, going on under this full moon, and it's going to magnify our emotional state. So if you're doing well, it's going to magnify it. If you're down in the dumps, it's going to magnify it. It's going to expand it. And so whatever you are feeling, whatever is being dredged up, drawn up, this is going to expand those feelings, good or bad. And so emotions are going to be heightened, good or bad. And we're going to have to take them at face value, is what I feel during the full moon in Gemini. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling depleted by everything that's going on, this is going to be amplified, and this is going to be very challenging, I feel, for a lot of the Divine Masculine Collective. But if you're focused on the positive, if you're focused on seeing the silver lining in the lessons, then it's going to expand, right? So we're learning to shift our mindset, is what it feels like. We're learning to shift our perspective, and Jupiter is trying to work with us on our side with these energies. And so Jupiter is the great benefit, right? It's here, its presence is here to shine a light on the positive things and maybe something that we have missed. But we have to be willing to keep our heart open. We have to be willing to keep our mind open, and we have to be willing to look at the positive more so than the negative. And so I just feel something is going to come from this full moon, and it might just be communication, because Mercury is the messenger of the gods, right? And it is naturally in the sign of Gemini, and Virgo are at home with this Mercury energy. And so with Mercury stationing direct, I do feel we're coming out of the underbelly of traversing through the subconscious, right? And so we got to remember, Mercury's in Sagittarius. It's not actually in Gemini, and so it's in its opposite sign. And so we've been sourcing all of this hidden information as Mercury was traversing retrograde, and now it's going to be going direct. And this intuitive wisdom that maybe we didn't quite see is going to be seen, is what this feels like. And so we're going to be emerging from the underworld, and there could be the Divine Masculine emerging from the dark night of the soul with a message to share with you. So trust your intuitive wisdom this week, okay? Because there is a deep sense of rising emotions. There is a deep sense of overwhelm with this release and this purging of the old. But we're going to find ourselves really needing to sit still. We're going to have to sit still with our hearts. We're going to have to sit still amidst all of this very scattered energy. And we're going to have to sit with these stirred up emotions. And we're going to have to come back. And it really is about coming back to the twins, And so we're going to have to face our limitations. We're going to have to look at our obligations. And we're going to have to embrace the unshakable truth of what is true for our soul and our path. And let's face it, a lot of us have seen it all. We've been through it all. And the end result for me is always coming out the other side of the darkness, holding more light and holding more love. And if you've noticed, things have slowed down for me, and I'm hoping things will pick up again, but I'm just embracing the flow of these energies, because I am right there with you going through these shifts as well. And so hold space for yourself, hold space for others on the journey. Just hold space for all that you are, and hold space for all that you've been, and hold space for all that you are becoming, and purge the heaviness so we can go into lighter energy for 2025. So let's pull in with some cards. Let's see what other energies need to come through. I'm going to timestamp this, and we're going to see what else needs to come through for the twins. We're going to, what deck are we going to use? I don't know. I got like lots and lots of decks out here. I'm not really sure. Let's start with the Guides of the Hidden Realms again. I'm really loving this deck. Okay, let's see what needs to come through. What is holy? What is true? appreciation, witnessing the emergence of the gift of grace. What is holy, what is true. And so focus on the brilliance. What are you focusing your attention on? All right, let's see what needs to come through for the Divine Masculine Collective. Let's build upon that. Messages for the Divine Masculine. I'm sure you can hear the kids upstairs. We are getting ready for my little one's birthday party. She's going to be 8 years old. Not quite today, but on the 19th, she will turn 8 years old. And we are having her big party today. So we are getting set up for that. But anyway, enough about me. What is going on for the Divine Masculine Collective? We got 3 out. I'm pretty sure the feminine got that last week. A way out of the weeds. And so this is telling me the feminine is one step ahead of the masculine. And so the masculine is seeing a clear way out of the weeds. And then we get grace within chaos. And all the time in the world. So I just heard time's up. So where is the masculine at? I do feel they're sitting at a crossroads and they're needing to find their strength. I feel a very prominent King of Cups energy coming through. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Your masculine could be those signs or have those energies in their big 3. I'm seeing the energy of Leo and the 2 of Wands. And so the masculine needs to get to a place of acceptance when it comes to the chaos and the complexities that are surrounding him or her, depending on if it's a same-sex couple or not. But there is this distraction around the masculine, this seduction, this distraction, which I do believe would be either the addictions or the karmic third party, whatever that is. And so the masculine is going to have to understand, like, we don't always have enough time. We are not always guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed to wake up tomorrow, and neither are you. And so we might think we have all the time in the world, but we usually don't. And so this 2 of Wands energy, this stuck at the crossroads, the stuck at the divine Y is saying, look at that. I just noticed on the hands are pointing to 11:11. The divine time is now. And so there's an emergence, I feel. And the masculine is needing to trust in divine protection as he is being called to instill some boundaries this week. Also feels like a Knight of Cups energy. And so there could be an offer coming forward. I do feel you're going to be having your boundaries up, though, is what that feels like, Divine Feminine. But the 11:11 awakening code is loud coming through for the Divine Masculine. So I'm thinking the signs and the syncs are surrounding the Divine Masculine Collective. Very, very loud at this point in time. So what is going on for the Divine Feminine in the hidden realms? What's going on for the feminine? Epiphanies, sing at dawn. You're getting an aha moment. You're going through an awakening, and there's that new direction. So I feel a huge potential for the Divine Feminine to head in a new direction. It's carrying with it the energy of the Chariot, and what I heard was full steam ahead. So you think of the Chariot, only an emperor or an empress rides in the Chariot, and so I think you're stepping it up to Empress status this week, Divine Feminine. And you are creating the order in the forest, which is allowing the masculine to see his way through the weeds. And so there's an energy of justice coming through for you. So you're going through a huge cleansing this week, Divine Feminine, releasing the resentments towards the journey. And I do feel an opportunity to make amends. And you're coming into this realization that you are enough. For now and always, you are always, always enough. And so there is that union energy. It's a 30 card. And so the feminine is coming into union. Union of self, reunion. You're coming into this energy of knowing that you are enough, that you are worthy. And so faith is being met by this worthiness. And look at that bottom of the deck, another chance to be. And so there is an opportunity to lay down this long-standing burden, to reclaim what was lost. There is an opportunity, I feel, this week for a second chance, for a rebirth, for the twins. And this will bring forward deep emotional healing. So let's get a couple of angels and auras cards out, and then we will go deeper with the tarot. And so freedom. This is all about being the real you. It's a 15 card, and so do not allow temptations, addictions, or the devil to get inside of your head this week, because you're ready. You're ready to just take off that mask. You're ready to be your authentic self. And so this week is all about freedom, authenticity, and gaining momentum because you're ready. All right, what's coming through for the Divine Masculine with the Angels and Auras deck? What's coming through? Oh, that one went flying over onto the Divine Feminine side. And so I feel the masculine is flying in with some type of communication. Because I was asking about the masculine, and so he's working through fear. He's working through fear of intimacy, but I do feel get ready for some honest communication with the Divine Masculine this week, because there is a lot of energy healing coming through. It's the energy of the world. It's 21 card, and I think the masculine is coming forward with a healing offer. I think he wants to thrive with you. I think he is realizing, like, I never should have neglected this. And he's coming into the realization of his own self-respect and worthiness and leadership qualities. And so the Wounded Warrior, I feel, is being birthed for the Divine Masculine Collective. He's coming into understanding his self-worth, maybe understanding his toxic motivations of the past due to insecurities or fear of criticism. I think he's releasing his own indifference when it comes to codependencies. So beautiful. I was asking about the feminine. I didn't even get the words out my mouth, and two flipped out on the masculine side. And so you are being encouraged to have confidence. You are working very closely with Archangel Michael is what this feels like. It's the energy of the Lover, Six of Swords. And so have confidence. You are coming into balance. You are being prepared for something very beautiful. I think full steam ahead. Release your doubt. Release your fears. No longer be passive, Divine Feminine. Have that confidence to go forward with this wisdom. You have wise, trustworthy wisdom to share with the collective, and it's time to do that now. Bottom of the deck, we get Archangel Raziel. The Raziel rainbow coming through. It's an 8 card. It's representative of strength. And so a week of enlightenment, a week of divine support, a week of divine protection, a week of love. And so a soulful connection, another chance for this soulful connection is really what this is screaming at me this week. So let's grab the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I used it this morning over on my business page on Facebook. And look at that. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. And so really it is through the pathway of becoming that wounded healer that we can create emotional fulfillment. And so the twins are intertwined. You look at this 10 of Cups, we get the 5 of Cups split, one on the top, one on the bottom. And so alchemizing the negative and positive polarity, right? We both go through the 5 of Cups energy on the journey. We both go through climbing the spiritual ladder and becoming that wounded warrior, that wounded healer. And so we're climbing the ladder of success, and we are going straight towards ultimate fulfillment this week is what this is feeling like. So let's see what needs to come through on the Divine Masculine side. What tarot cards do we got? What tarot energies are surrounding the Divine Masculine? We get one out, and we get the 7 of Pentacles. And so an opportunity to plant a new seed. The masculine, I feel, is really contemplating his investments, really contemplating which way to go. And I do feel there's going to be an opportunity to plant that seed. So what is the 7 of Pentacles about for the Divine Masculine? It's kind of like it's time. It just kind of feels like it's time. Oh, 7 of Pentacles to the 4 of Pentacles. And so there's almost like a 3 of Pentacles at play. It's time to release the stuckness. It really is. And then we got the Moon. And so I feel the masculine is withholding taking action until that full moon. And the full moon is saying a realignment, a reemergence, some type of transformation. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. And so there is going to be a beautiful opportunity for a new beginning during the full moon in Gemini this week with the Ace of Wands and the Chariot. And so the masculine is moving on from whatever is no longer serving him. He's ready to face those challenges with the 8 of Cups. He's ready to do the work. He's coming back is what it feels like. So what needs to come through for the feminine? Okay. We get the Six of Pentacles, and so there is a realignment. There is truth coming with the Ace of Swords. We get the Mother of Cups or the Queen of Cups and the Son of Cups, and so there is an offer coming. It might not be exactly what you want it to be, but if we notice the two swans, the masculine is coming in a little bit timid, but there is an offer for commitment here. Swans are monogamous beings. They mate for life. And so there could be a commitment coming for the divine feminine. This will be balanced. This will be reciprocal. And this will be honest. And so there is going to be, I feel, a very honest, truthful conversation coming forward this week. And then we get the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck because the twins have deep roots. And so we're laying down the burdens of the heartbreak this week. That's what we're doing. We're laying down the burdens of the heartbreak this week. We go from the 10 of Wands to the 3 of Swords to the 9 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. And so the twins are teachers of the teachers. And I do feel this is a huge indication of reunion, nostalgia. And I just feel the masculine is coming in. He's coming in. Now we get the Knight of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles. He's coming in, and he's coming in hot and heavy, and he wants that victory. He's parting the path. He's coming in, lighting that flame, and he knows who you are. He knows you're the Queen of Cups, Queen of Coins. He sees clearly. He's got a big choice to make this week. And so this is about longevity. This Ace of Pentacles is saying, hey, there's some deep roots here, right? Look at all of the rings on that tree. And so there's some deep, deep roots here with the twins. There's going to be an opportunity to manifest a legacy is what this feels like. And so we're at the crossroads and we're closing out this karma. We're closing out these cycles with the world. And so huge energy of death, of releasing the past, of rebirthing what is no longer working, and then the Eight of Pentacles to the Hanged Man. And so gaining that new perspective. The Eight of Pentacles for me is like the twins are here to kind of bring something together, right? To weave a web, to put in that work, to bring something together within the collective consciousness. And we're gaining that new perspective. We're understanding where we've been self-sacrificing, releasing that energy, and we're taking a leap of faith with the Fool. So we are at this energy of a new beginning. But we do have to heal these cycles of lack. We have to heal these abandonment issues, these rejection issues. And the masculine is going to be rising. He's going to be facing those challenges. And he's going to be stepping into leadership this week is what this is feeling like. So what is the inner child message this week? What is the inner child message? Get lost. Fall deep into the realm of imagination. What's the closing message today for the twins? Because this is it, guys. We are ready. We're ready for this new cycle. We're rising to the occasion. And we are going to face whatever challenges we need to face in order to ground in these unions this week. So what is the closing message for the twins? Review your responsibilities, and disappointment is not the end. And so not all responsibilities are yours to hold. Release what is no longer serving you. Definitely crossroads energy, and disappointment is not the end. There's going to be hope even in the darkest of nights. And so there's a fated turn of events playing out this week, and it really is a time to remember. A time to remember, a time to let love guide you forward, and to choose to see the good in the world instead of the negative. And so new beginning. A week of new beginnings is really what this energy is saying this week. So I really hope this helped, guys. I hope this resonated. If you would like to go further with me with a personal reading, I do encourage you to check the description box below. Also, if you would like to become a channel member, go check it out. I go live every Thursday at noon. I missed last Thursday because as Mars stationed retrograde, I went down for a couple of days. And so I was just put in a holding energy of creating space. But I will be back this Thursday. So if you're not a member and you want to be a member, go check it out. We're going to start talking about launching the book club as well for January 1st. And I've picked that first book for the book club. I'm really excited for that. So go check it out, guys. And I will see you all next time. Thank you.